Recording. Ahoy, Ragamuffins. My name is Jamie Carbot, aka Fit Ragamuffin, and thank you so much for joining me for this movement session today. As you can see here, I have a trampoline. So, this movement session requires a trampoline, something that you feel safe and supported on, active wear that you feel safe and supported on while you're going up and down on that bounce. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing 15 movements for 1 minute each. And I'm going to be coming back to kind of a basic bounce while I explain the next movement. So that's why there's not like proper rest breaks in between. But this basic bounce, we're going to start out kind of side to side. So use this basic bounce as something to come back to, kind of like a home base throughout. If you ever get overwhelmed with a move, or if you're about to step off, come back to a basic bounce initially first. All right, as always, the timer and I are just guides. You know your body better than I do. Please take a break whenever you need it. I hope you have fun with this workout, this movement session. And without further ado, grab your water bottle, grab your trampoline, and let's hop on. Here we go, pushing start. All right, we're going to start, like I said, with this basic bounce. So side to side, right to left. I'm not even involving my hands first. I'm just getting my body used to, I'm like, oh, I got to tuck in my shirt a little bit there, just to this basic bounce right to left. And then I'm lifting my heels a bit here. So I'm not, the pads of my foot are staying on the trampoline. And now maybe I experiment with lifting up my knees a little bit there. So please always come back to this move as we go. We're going to start by rolling wrists. And as you can see, their hand reaches. So we're going to reach open and reach up and reach up. Roll wrists as we're in this basic bounce. We're going to be in this basic bounce for a couple moves here. So adding some opening here, that T move there, reach up and reach up. Wrist rolls and T. All right, now we're going to come into runs here. So with this basic bounce, runs are jogs. So we're going to come here and quick. We're going to move those knees side to side, bringing those knees up. Maybe it feels better to come diagonal, or you can stand upright, lift up those knees. You feel free to stay in the same spot or kind of shift, move around from left to right, right to left as you come into these movements here. I hope you have fun with this. This can also be a basic bounce, and here, lifting those heels. So the pads of my foot aren't coming off the trampoline. I'm coming here. Feel free to make any sort of sounds, movements. I always make weird sounds coming into these runs. And 5 seconds breathing. Nice work. And now we're going to come back to that basic bounce as I explain the next one. So alternating arm stretch, we're going to cross over and reach down. Cross over and reach down. Now we're going to open up and reach down. Open up and reach down. Cross over, reach down. Still coming into that warm-up phase. Warming up the body, warming up the arms to come forward, cross V, and down, cross V, and down. Reach over, roll wrists. You can always add that roll wrist there. Cross over, roll wrists. Coming into that V for 2, V, and down. Maybe more like a U. U, and down. Over, breathe. Nice job. I found, and now coming out, I'll tell this story in a second. So arm circles, now we're going to come in, palms are going to be down. So here's where I want you to start, low, and come into a circle here, coming forward. If you want, you can bring it up higher, and you can make it smaller. So throughout this movement session, I'm going to be giving you all sorts of options that you can progress, that you can regress. Maybe you come into tiny circles, bringing it forward. So what happened was I brought this trampoline upstairs because it was in our downstairs basement for Cora to use. And then I was like, ooh, this is so fun. And then I said, I'm going to record a workout on it. So now we're going to reach back. So now palms are going to be up. We're going to start low and kind of swim back, reach back, and then lift up, swim back, reach back. Again, the lifting part is a progression. So you can stay low. If you want, you can lift up. You can have big circles here, little circles here. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Front punches. Now we're going to mix it up with the lower body. So before we come into the front punches, we're going to start pulsing for 2. So I'm on my left foot. I'm on my right foot for 2 counts. 2, 2 and 1, 2 and 1. So get into this groove first, and then we're going to add the punches. Same side, pulse, same side fists coming side to side. So like you've seen, this punch is an addition. So you can always stay here, side to side. You can add that punch. Maybe you want to be quick with it. Maybe you want to add a little bit of speed to that punch, side to side. And maybe you're here upright, just getting used to that feeling of that right to left and left to right. Good. Ha. In and out, bringing it back in. All right, now what we're going to do is called butt kick. So I come back to this basic bounce, but now I'm going to bring my foot back. So here in this specific trampoline, and I've seen others have that support. This one's a little low because it's a kid trampoline, but sometimes you'll have support here. Maybe if you have a wall nearby, you can hold on to that if this feels precarious. If not, don't lift up that leg, a lot to where you're really feeling nervous. So it can be here. It can be a tap back. It can be a heel lift, butt kick. It can be here. See how this is a single hop, this is a double hop, or you can bring it to a single hop, kicking that bottom back. So that we've elevated the jump there, jumping a little higher, kicking back and breathing. All right. Coming back to the basic bounce. I told you were going to go back to this basic bounce as we transition back and forth. So with these leg kickouts, I'm going to come center and kick out my heel, keeping my legs straight. So I'm kind of coming pulse and kick out, pulse and kick out. Now, it doesn't have to be right off the mat. Maybe you're here and just the feeling of the trampoline supporting your weight feels nice, or you add that bounce. If you want, you can add arms side to side there, lifting up, kicking with the heels. You can also add a front here. I hope that you're feeling this in your side hips. This is a side hip abductor movement here. And as you can see, in 5-ish seconds, we're going to come to that basic bounce and kind of regroup a little bit too. Shake it out. Basic bounce here. So bringing it back. Maybe we've gotten the heart rate up. Now we're going to smooth it out a little bit. Coming into that side to side movement. Again, I'm going to give you options for the basic bounce. So here, maybe you lift your heels up a little bit more. Maybe you're coming into a high basic bounce. Maybe you're coming into a double bounce here. So I want you to be able to have lots of options to try different things. If that's in the cards today, 15 seconds. And then we're going to come into rotations. Moving side to side. Nice job. Whew. Oh, heart rate is up. All right, rotations. So breaking it down, we've come from the basic bounce. We're kind of staying there here. Breaking this down, I'm going to move my knees, both of them to the right and to the left. See how I'm kind of stopping in the middle? So this is an option here, and you'll see how my arms are kind of naturally coming one side to the other. Now, if this feels all right, stay here. If you want, you can take out that middle hop and come into a rotation here. So my toes are going right and left. So you can go here, and you can bring those arms up. You should kind of feel a rotation of the torso. Your hip comes forward, or here, side to side. There. Boogie on down. Man, breathing. Nice job. 5 seconds. Shake, shake, shake. 3. And 1. All right, we're going to come to in and outs. So what do I mean? This is like one of my favorite burger joints, in and out. But what we're going to come up and back. So up, up, back, back, up, back, back. So, oh, excuse me, that's up and back. That okay. And erase. We're gonna go in, out, out. Aye, Jamie, I need to drink another cup of coffee. In, out, out, in, out, out. So you're thinking 2 feet come in, 2 feet come out. Up and back is next. All right. Now 2 and 1. We're gonna switch. So I was leading with my left foot. Now I'm gonna lead with my right foot. Coming in, out, out. Breathe. Out. Good. Nice job. And again, at any time you can step. You don't have to add that bounce as well. You can add that bounce if you want. You can make it quick. And now we're coming to up and back. So up and back is up, up, back, back. I'm going to stand to the side to show you how this looks. Up, up, back, back. We're playing with the trampoline, just getting used to how it feels on different ends. And then again, I'm leading with my left foot here. So then when we come into the next step, I'm going to lead with my right foot. Coming up and breathing. Good. Nice job. And now I'm going to lead with that right foot coming up and back. Hoo-wee. Working it, doing good. Back. So you can be quick about it. You can add speed. You can add a bounce. As long as you feel comfortable with that piece, because that's going to be a balance challenge, right? Depending on how big your trampoline is. Right and left oblique knees. Okay, stay center or kind of come into this basic bounce again. We're going to come knee, side to side. So you see how I have my hands? I've incorporated my hands here, kind of slicing down on that knee. Right and left. This might be backwards, depending on where I'm at in that camera, or you can lift the legs. I'm not adding a bounce here. I'm going to show you what it looks like to add a bounce, and I'll show you what it looks like. I've added a bounce now. Added a bounce, lifting up, side to side, and I've also increased that leg lift. Up and back and breathe. Good. Nice work. We got 15 seconds. You can also bring those hands high. That's another option there. And you can mess with the hands, the height, at anything that you're doing with your lower body. And elbow to knee rotation. So back to basic bounce. We're going to come right elbow or left, depending on where you're at, to opposite side knee. So I'm not going to start bouncing yet. I'm going to show you what this looks like in a bounce. Now I've added a single bounce, coming side to side and breathing, exhaling on that way down. Good. So I've also added a little bit of distance. You can bring heel up. You can bring hands and up, down and up. You can bring knee to that opposite side. Lots of variations for this one. Maybe you want to add a big bounce. Nice work. Sideways. 5, All right. Coming into lunges, I'm going to show you this from the side, but you absolutely don't need to stand from the side. You can watch me from the front. We're going to tap back. This is going to be the initial piece. Tap back. Right and left, alternating. And if you want, you can add that bounce in the tap back. Bounce in the tap back. That sounded like I was gonna break into song. Then an up, right? A progression from here can add, like you take away that step in the middle and you're adding here. So these are a little bit more like scissors because we're not bending the knees for the lunge. Again, tap back, right and left. You can add those arms in that tap back. You can add a bounce in the tap back. You can add those scissors. It reminds me of like the Nordic track commercials. Side to side lifting up. And all right, jogs to sprints. So I want you to think of between 0 to 10, 3, 4, 5-ish range, and that's going to be our jog. So we're going to jog here, 2 and 1. Now I want you to bring it up to a 6, 7, 8. This is going to be our sprint, and we're going to do this for 10 more seconds. Sprinting. So whatever number you come into, 6, 7, 8, maybe it's a 5, 6, 2 and 1. Bring it back to a jog. Bring it back to that 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. And then once we have 15 seconds left, we're going to come into that jog. Or excuse me, sprint. One of them, 2 and 1. Sprint. Breathe. Almost there, almost to the finish line. Awesome job. Bouncing and bounding. I like bounding. All right. Cooling down, we're going to bring it heel lift, basic bounce. Roll wrist side to side. And I'm going to cool you down a little bit longer than a minute. But please, if you need more time to cool down, please stay on the trampoline with the basic bounce, doing some of the arm movements that I'm about to do here. And back. Now we're going to come diagonal, in, diagonal, in, breathe. And one more. Now we're going to reach up, basic bounce, slowing it down. You see I've really slowed it down. I'm kind of coming side to side and up, reach up. Good. Hands on hips. A little bit of neck movement. Please, again, you know your body better than I do. If you feel at all like you need to cool down more, please go ahead and do so. Stay in the basic bounce while moving arms side to side. If you do feel ready, hold on to something for support to come down and just get yourself used to the ground again. Sometimes it can feel like that roller coaster type feeling where you still feel like you're on the trampoline, but obviously you're on hard ground, or you still feel like you're on the roller coaster, when you get off. So take a second just to get your bearings. And I had tons of fun. I hope you all enjoyed that trampoline movement session. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and I will see you all again soon. Bye, ragamuffins.